I love Halloween. It's my favorite holiday of the year, and I've been seeing so many fun crafts on TikTok that I want to try, so let's try them together. First craft, it's this painting from Michaels. It's gone around TikTok. I've seen it myself as well. People on TikTok, if you watch the videos, they're saying that these paintings are going for $70. I'm in Canada, so they're going for $90. I know there's like a 30% coupon all the time, but $90? Are you kidding me? We can make that ourselves. In this video, she does a really cool thing, which she cuts out these little cardboard tabs to use as a spatula. In my mind, originally, I just thought of using a spoon, but this is better because I think you get different sizes. It looks really good. So I've got just this random piece of cardboard and I'm gonna cut those little tabs. I also have just regular like canvas. I don't know where I bought this. It was just lying around. This one's white. You can see in the videos that a lot of people just get the one that's already painted black, which is an easier step if you're going from that. But if you just have a canvas, we're gonna paint it black with acrylic paint. Pretty straightforward. Yeah, and also I've seen some people do it with, I think, gravestones and with pumpkins. The pumpkins are so cute. I want to do the original ghost one. So I've got this. I also have spackle that we're going to use. Mine is kind of old and like dusty, used from previous projects, but I think it's going to work out. I realized I should probably protect my surface. I realized I should probably protect my surface. Why does this look kind of good? Ta-da! All done. No, just kidding. Got my big paintbrush. I haven't prepped this canvas or anything. I don't think it's that critical of a project. But if you want to prep your canvas, you can, of course. Just gonna get the sides. We have our canvas painted and dried. Now I'm gonna cut out of this strip of cardboard some little like gravestone shape pieces. Ooh! Little rectangles, and I'm just gonna curve. Ow. These probably aren't the best scissors for doing this, honestly. They're tiny. I think that's pretty good. We'll do two other sizes. I think she did a medium and a small one. I'll clean that up later. I might put some of the spackle out onto here so that it doesn't dry out, because this stuff dries really fast. This is my dyeing spoon, so it's not a food spoon. Just in case. This is tough to open. This kind is usually like bright pink and then it dries white. Second angle. Whoa, fancy. I'm kind of nervous. So I think you pick up some of this. Let me just go for it. Ooh. Okay. It's good when it has texture. That's the point. So we'll do one up higher. Ooh. Maybe we'll clean off the top. And so you kind of alternate. You put one up a little bit higher, one up a little bit lower. Evenly uneven, you know? These are fun. It's a little tricky, like you kind of have to just go for it. And sometimes I hesitate a little bit too much. I think that's pretty much it. I keep wanting to touch it. Oh, it's so much heavier now. That's what it looks like. I'm gonna let this dry and I'll come back for the eyes. I ended up leaving it to dry overnight. It wasn't dry after an hour, not fully. I think I put it on quite thick. It also cracked a little, like there. But you know, Halloween vibes, it's all good. I don't know why it cracked, maybe because I put it on quite thick, although it seems like everyone's doing that. Maybe my spackle is also a little bit old. I'm just gonna pour my paint right here. I hope I don't regret that. Last step is doing the little eyes. I kind of like them a little bit farther apart. And yeah, we're just gonna do that for all of our little friends. Alright, we finished all our little ghost eyes. That's how it turned out. They're really cute. I'm gonna use the rest of this paint to just touch up some of the sides and stuff. But besides this, I'm gonna clear coat it with a spray clear coat because we want this to last. I don't want to make things to throw them out next year. Yeah, this one was so fun. I really liked it. I recommend doing it for yourself. It's straightforward and it has a good effect, and I get why everyone's wanting to do it. On to the next craft. For this craft, I wanted to do a garland, and this one that I found I thought was so cute. Wait, let me pull it up. It's so cute, the little broomsticks. I've never seen this before. It looks like she used pine needles and sticks, and I don't know what kind of thread she's using. I have these sticks that are just from my yard, and these were actually dandelion stems that I had dried for another project that I never finished. Classic me. And I thought to wrap around the broomsticks I'd use embroidery floss, and then for the garland itself, twine, because that's bigger and more hefty. First I'm gonna grab my stick. I think about this long is good. I'm gonna try to make them about the same length. Woo! If I remember, I gathered these sticks many years ago because they were used for like an Easter display. I think I'm gonna cut this here. Ow, I like actually pinched my hand really bad. I like this because you can get very organic shapes. About 10 of these sticks. That should be a good amount. I guess I'll just bunch a whole bunch of these together. Whoa! I made these about 4 inches. How much broom should my broomstick have? About that much. 1, 2, maybe 2.5 inches. And snip. Ugh. Scissors might be better for this. Got our little bunch. I'm gonna pull out some of my thread. I'll grab some scissors as well. I don't really know how much I'll need. We'll try this. Now I'm gonna grab my string. I feel like I need assistance. It almost feels a little bit like when you're trying to put a bracelet on by yourself. Okay, I'm gonna hold it here and I'm gonna wrap. I think that's the key. Then take the ends. I'm gonna tie them. I'm very much concentrating, okay? I got myself a needle because I'm going to use this to tuck in the ends. I should have left the ends a little bit longer. Thread that needle, and then I'm just going to tuck them in like that on this side. And I'm going to snip off the ends. Here we go. Ooh, I'm gonna trim this. Now it's supposed to be witchy and stuff, but we can have a neat witch. Witches are probably super neat. They have to be really organized to make all their potions and stuff. There we go. A little witchy broom. Can I use it? So now I just have to do that 9 more times to make all my little broomsticks. I finished my little broomsticks. I surprisingly had the exact right amount of like small sticks for big sticks for my little brooms. I think they turned out so cute. I love the ones that are curved. It gives them a vibe. I don't know. A witchy vibe. So we're gonna need our twine. First, I'm gonna make a knot. I coiled the end so that it's easier to manage. Make a knot like so. Pull it, and then you can adjust it to see about how far you want to space them out. Then I'm making another knot here, going under and over like that, and then I grab my little broomstick, put it through the first knot and pull it nice and tight, and then I pulled this one behind it. Finally, they're all strung up. They're so cute. I'm gonna hang them up. Okay. Oh! What do we think of my little witchy brooms? I think you could also like layer multiple garlands and it would look really cute. I love them. Give them a try yourself. Now we're on to the next. This Halloween DIY has taken TikTok by storm. I'm sure you've seen it. It's a cat archway decoration, one of the vintage style cat decorations. I think this video by Mads is the first one. She started it with, is it her boyfriend? Yeah, her boyfriend did it with her. And I just thought it's so cute. I also want a cat archway and people have been doing their own versions just out of cardboard. This one takes a little bit more artsiness. I don't know what to say. Like it's a little trickier because it's just hand drawn based off of a reference. So I'm just gonna go for it and see if it turns out any good. We're down on the floor for this one because it's kind of big. So I've got this large piece of cardboard that I found lying around because I have a lot of cardboard lying around, and I measured this against the door and it fits like exactly perfectly, so I don't need to cut it to size, which is cool. I don't have a lot of room on each side because it just fits, but we can work with that. I don't know how I'm going to show this exactly. It's a little bit more freeform. I'm going to draw it by hand. Pro tip: when you're drawing and then you're gonna paint with acrylics, don't use a pencil, use like a pencil crayon because it's really hard to cover pencil. I don't know if it's the graphite or something that doesn't mix well with the acrylic paint, and so you end up having to go over and over and over to cover it. So I always use a pencil crayon. But yeah, I've got a couple photos pulled up. I've got the original from the video and then a whole bunch of different references that I like, and I'm just gonna do it by eye. Also, keep the Halloween socks. We've got one ear here and one ear here. Trying to match it, but honestly, a little bit of unevenness is a vibe. And then we're gonna have some spikies along the top here and spikies along the side. I don't know if I need to go all the way down. So we're gonna curve the mouth somehow. The original, it's kind of open. I do like having the teeth. So I think because we'll just do a line down the middle-ish. Because it's a cat, I like the cat kind of kitty cat swoop. So let's start sort of here. Like that. Kitty cat swoop. Kitty cat swoop. Approximately even. And then those are some cute little teeth. Do we want big teeth or little teeth? That's the question. I don't know how cat teeth look. This is, now I'm getting, I tend to get too meta. I don't think it really matters. I'm gonna do some big sort of fangs and then some little teeth. How many teeth are in the front? I like that. Then we've got a kitty cat nose up here, a little triangle guy. And how did they do theirs? Then eyes. I did like their eyes. Swoopy. Swoopy. I like the triangle eyes. They're creepy. But this one has, did theirs? This one has these like eyelashes. Yeah. Okay, what did they put in the middle? What do we put in the middle? I guess a lot of those details can get filled in after. And then the ears have a little bit of like an inner ear. And I like these sort of spikies. Okay, the rest of the detail can be done by paint. I'm painting this with acrylic paint, so you'll need your paints, water, a paper towel, and your paint brushes. We're gonna start with the lightest color first, and if you're using colors like yellow or orange, you might wanna put down a white base underneath because the cardboard is darker. So we're gonna fill in these teeth here. Then we're gonna do the eyes. I think I'm gonna do the eyes in yellow. So I'm gonna put down that white first. I'm trying to get it all in the little creases of the cardboard if it's creased. Yeah, and then maybe I'll do the inner ears as well as the nose in white. This is what it's looking like with just the white paint. So next I'm going to pull out the yellow for the eyes. I'm going to mix a little bit of this yellow with the white because the white helps it be a little bit opaque. So I'm going to do a layer of yellow and I'm going to keep that little sliver of white along the edge there. Once you're happy with the saturation in the yellow of the eyes, then I'm going to do orange for the ears, the nose, under the eyes, and the eyelashes. And also, I've been using a hairdryer between coats to speed up the process. Sometimes I forget that and then I'm like, why am I waiting forever? Here we are with the orange. Even at this stage, I'm still being fairly liberal, like going quickly, because I don't want to dwell. I don't want to worry about making it perfectly even. I think we get a little bit stuck in that, and I just want it out onto the page. Also, this will be kind of high up. I don't think it needs to be hyper precise. Next, we're going in with the black. Now with the black, I'm gonna be a little bit more careful outlining everything, and it's coming together. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. It's looking really good. I'm impressed with myself. Finished the black portion. That was probably the most time consuming of all of it. Last but it's getting late. We're gonna do the lines in gray first on the fur, and then after that I'm gonna see, I might do some little lines in the eyes and possibly the ears. But I like the eyelashes. I think they're cute. You know what? I was just sketching out the whiskers and the lines with my pencil crayon, and I just had a thought, maybe I shouldn't torture myself by mixing gray paint and doing like really precise little lines. I think I'm just gonna do it in this. It's already looking good. I just sketched out sort of where I want them to go, and I might just push a little harder and create it. Literally on the black, it creates like gray lines, and I'm gonna do that. For the first time in my life, I'm gonna make things easy on myself and not torture myself with paint and doing little neat lines. I think I'm just gonna do it with this. I just blew my own mind that I can course correct. I'm allowed to course correct. Therapy's working, okay? I've done some of the lines. I think I'm gonna cut it out before I finish putting all the lines, because there's some spots where I painted too much, but it's looking really good. Another thing when using the pencil crayon is if you make a mistake, like I made a couple of mistakes, you can just paint over it really easily and it disappears, which is helpful. So I'm just gonna cut this out with an X-Acto knife. I've got my cutting surface underneath to make sure you protect your floors or your surfaces. Yeah, be careful, don't cut yourself. So I'm gonna cut all the way around. I'm hoping that cutting with this will give me like nice sharp edges. Look at her. It's turning out so good. I might also add some lines in the eyes for a little dimension. So I'm gonna add those and then we're gonna go hang it up. Here's our completed kitty cat. Didn't it turn out good? So I made this to go above the door out to the hallway, but it's kind of dark in there, so I'm gonna demo it here on this door. I've got some tape. This isn't good tape to use if you care about the paint in your house. Luckily for me, this basement was never finished, so I don't care. But use a tape or even probably nails, especially if you're putting it up outside. Up. There we go. I think that door is taller, so it won't matter so much. I need to see it. Oh yeah, you can see it. This project doesn't take a lot of acrylic paint and just uses recycled like cardboard. It makes a statement. Such a great idea. Let me know what you think and if you try them yourself. And if you made it to the end of the video, you're the best. See you next time. Subscribe.